This is going to be our final game here at our final match in the GSL Code S. In the bottom center, a GSL champion.
KT roster Zest.
And up here, another GSL Code S champion.
SK Telecom T1 Soulkey.
Ooh, I'm glad we're going to the last game. Whoever wins here, it's going to be great. Well, that's a 10 pool right there. Actually, an 8 pool.
Okay. We have, so far, Rodas, we have no gateway yet. We have no nexus yet. We can only wait.
He's getting a gateway, for sure. That is a metallic rose over pumpkin patch. No, this is... Look, he's getting the gateway right there, so...
Oh my god.
This is... What does Soulkey do from here? The Lings will actually get there before the Zealot is out, I believe.
Well, note he's changed his course here for the probe.
Yeah, because... Well, he can get in there, but with good micro, I don't think you do too much to Zest here. You make him lose some mind time, you probably kill maybe a probe or two. Maybe if he makes a Nexus here, you force a cancel or something. Oh.
Okay, he sees the Lings.
Yeah.
And exactly where they're at.
Yeah, you should have let him start the Nexus. Another 100 minerals.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Cybernetics core. Zealot.
Yeah, he's chrono boosting heavily here. Actually, maybe you will have it out just before.
He's going to get it out for sure.
Yeah.
That's actually just the way it's going to go. Zerg's already given up on this. You can see by him making a hatch here now.
That's pretty rough.
That sucks, man.
It's okay. You can attack the gateway and try to bait him out. Or just really fancy micro here.
I just won't lose a single Ling, he says. He's like, all right. Next rotation in here. Now, the other Zealot is almost out.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God!
Well, you know how you were saying that Soulkey is always guessing right on what his opponent's going to do?
Yeah.
This is not one of those times.
Yeah, this is...
This is, like, the best thing that Zest could have done against this.
Yeah.
Is
man,
gateway at the ramp.
Second Zealot got out and the first one didn't die. Oh, my God. Well, you know what's funny about it? Soulkey has probably done this too much. This build is almost hackneyed now. I mean, it's become, and Soulkey wasn't the guy that invented it either, but he's the guy who's used it to win more games than any other Zerg I've seen. But you've got to think Soulkey on the map of his choice. This was not a shocker that he would pick something like this, you know?
Yeah, I can see totally what you're saying. Zest taking just a little bit of a risk here, by the way. If Soulkey had gone straight into speed and made a few more Lings at home, he would force a cancel here and actually gain a lead. But that's not the case. Like, he's trying to get into a macro game. So Zest, small gamble, is going to pay off.
It seems like Zest also though has a very good read on just how Soulkey plays and reacts.
Yeah.
In most of this.
Yeah, it would have been weird for... Yeah, you know, he does. It's very true. He's looking at all the evidence here. How many Slowlings came, at what time they came, how many more came, which is like very few. So he's got a good idea of what's going on. With this, the Stargate is fantastic, just absolutely fantastic. You can get any unit he needs to help defend 2-base type of play. I think for sure it'll be an Oracle. Like, how do you deal with an Oracle right now? You can't buy Spores.
It's going to be Phoenix, wow.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I mean, Phoenixes are fine. He's really preferred these today overall. I would have liked the Oracle, though. It's just like, how many Queens can you purchase right now? How many can you make Spores right now after you went for an 8 pool and made that many Lings? It would be very tough to pull off. But anyways, he gets the Phoenix. And we'll be able to pick off Overlords, which is quite nice as well.
Okay, so he's going to go ahead and take out the Overlords that he has around here on the map. Is there any chance we'll see anything really weird like that cannon rush ever here? You
No.
see what Phoenix is?
No.
Is that just because this build is so different from starting point?
I think he got himself into such a nice position by blocking that he plays. He's going to put on pressure, I think, non-stop. But I don't think it's going to be anything crazy that could go wrong. I think it's just going to be straightforward and smart.
I think you're right, actually. Now that I think about it, I mean, Zerg is in such a hole right now from the start in this game.
Yeah.
Why would you even need to do anything fancy?
No, exactly.
Just do a standard game.
Someone like Zest can just hit every pylon, make every unit, and use them wisely, and it's gonna put Soulkey at least in a very hard position where it's a lot easier for him to make a mistake. I just have a nice little amount of queens on here, 4, but he has at least drawn the queens out front. Look at this. This is already another advantage that he's gaining.
Yeah.
Queens are out front because of 4 zealots that he made. LOL, says Zest. You're missing your injects.
And from here, you can just recall back if he wants. We have a lot of Lings coming down here for a counterattack. I believe the ramp is clogged, though.
Yeah. It'd be very weird if he, like, let it go empty. There it is. Robo on the way at the moment. Wouldn't it be funny if he did try to go for the cannon drop again? I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, I guess, but I don't think that's the plan. I think he's probably going to take a third base, just continue with pressure, and then go into a third.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Because there's no way that Soulkey, off of like this slow of a base and how defensive he's having to be, that he can hit any sort of timing that takes down a third base. It's just not going to happen. And
it's actually being dissected here.
Yeah.
I actually like what Zest has done, even just placing those zealots up there with the mothership core. They're very close to the minerals. You can just hug up to them.
Not just that. You see where they're standing? They're standing at the third Soulkey would want to take.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so Soulkey has to take this bottom base down here. But if Zerg does try to engage, he can actually let the zealots just shave off a few Lings and then recall back home. So that doesn't happen. He says, okay, I want to use my mothership core energy then later on for time warp in a battle or for a Nexus cannon. If things start to get dicey back at home. So he just walks back now since Soulkey is aware that Zest has put him behind enough that even 1 or 2 Lings he doesn't want to risk losing, simply so that Zest doesn't have to, you know, spends energy on a spell.
Yeah. Well, right now you see that Soulkey has admitted to himself that this is going to be a very long game by going for the Swarm Host right away. I do like that he's kind of manning up to it. He's like, all right, there's no all-in I can do right now that's going to make this work, so I gotta make this game go really long and work it back. Now that, oh man.
Protoss just took a worker count lead. Ooh. And it's only getting worse. Oh my god, this is so bad, especially now that he's just about to go Swarm Hosts, to lose that many drones.
Yeah. Swarm Hosts you really want a 4-base economy, and this is like, this is a 2-base economy he has right now, and it's a late 2-base economy. Against someone who's already making Colossus, he's about to have 3 Swarm Hosts against someone who has a Colossus. This is grim, Zerg fans, Soulkey fans out there, which should be everybody. But actually, same can be said for Zest here. These are guys you just have to respect no matter what race you play.
I love that Zest is just being so conservative. Look at this, second Robo Bay out.
Yeah.
He's already pre-emptying the Swarm Hosts.
Yeah,
those 5
smart.
Swarm Hosts are now spawning out, while Zest is comfortably securing his third base.
Oh, man. All right, you're Soulkey here. You're making Swarm Hosts. Okay. Well, I was going to ask you what do you do, but Soulkey has showed us he's actually decided he's going to make static D and use queens and just try to push forward. Just put the pressure on, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably his best bet.
Yeah,
Phoenixes are just getting so much out. There's so much value getting just coming out of these Phoenixes. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I've lost kind of how many workers and overlords and other units he's killed off here.
By the way, kind of interesting he's getting burrow and burrow movement for roaches. It's very interesting. I wonder if he's... No, because there's double robo. I don't know if he knows about the double robo, though. But if it's single robo Colossus, you're only going to have like 1 to 2 observers maximum. So maybe burrow movement becomes very powerful. But with 2 robos, like eventually you look at it and you're like, well, I need to get a high Templar, so... Or, you know, I may as well make 2 observers, you know, just to be safe for when I do push.
Okay, those roaches are starting to increment out now of the larva. The push is just getting further and further along here. I do want to point out that Observer's been over there for a little bit now. Protoss has not bothered to come over here and take it out. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. A narrow escape there from Soulkey.
Wow.
Really narrow escape.
Yeah, this is something Soulkey does. He pushes further forward with Swarm Host than any other Zerg that I've seen. He's just always pushing forward and trying to be mobile with them, but sometimes it doesn't pay off. This time it does work out. Loses one Storm Host there because they love the peer pressure of the Locusts.
Nice kiting with the Colossi here. Definitely doesn't want to lose any HP. Shields are acceptable. HP not good at all. And what he's doing now is he's actually going up at what looks like to be towards the center and then to the left. He just wants to be able to go around the Locust. When the Swarm Hosts are pushed back far enough, the Locusts can never travel far enough to do any real damage.
Very, very true. And look at how much creep he's erasing as well. This is one of the most important things to do against Swarm Hosts. You have to play almost like you're Terran. Swarm Hosts on creep are insane, but if there's no creep, they're like garbage. So
Zerg's basically getting his position marginalized on the map here.
Yeah.
He's making the amount of investment that was put into the Swarm Hosts just not useful by the fact that they're not mobile units. They're basically these dinky, slow units that will soon not have any creep to move around on.
Soulkey is like a rebellious teenager, and Zest is making him cut his hair right now.
Yeah, yeah. Saying, not in my house.
Oh, man.
AKA my house's merry-go-round.
It seems that way. Normally not somewhere Protoss would want to live, but he's making the best of this.
I think we're about to have a GG moment here. I mean, he's getting so deep in here. The Warp Prism now warping in so much.
You know what?
The Swarm Hosts are now getting moved down here to the south.
Well, we have actually a very strong counterattack, but he can't hold on here against these Colossus. Even the drones come up to fight against Colossus. That's not normally
And you could just see by how quickly they're dying off. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's too bad. You know, he had enough observers and just is able to cut right through with those Colossus beams. I mean, the counterattack was quite good. If Zest wasn't already in his face, Soulkey might have made something with that. In fact, he's still trying to. He actually has a very good amount of roaches still.
Yeah, but I think that's getting slowed down a little bit here. But actually, every Colossus that's taken out makes the Swarm Host that much stronger.
Yeah, there's only 8 left, though.
I got to say, this game actually is getting closer than I thought it was going to be. The question, though, is can Soulkey still do anything with these Swarm Hosts? I mean, the Observer's eventually going to come over here. These Stalkers can come blink under, or I should not say underneath, on top of those Swarm Hosts, but there's more roaches coming out here.
Yeah.
Also, though, there's no drones, I believe, mining at the Zerg's second base.
You know, this is... Soulkey he lost so many drones when he pulled all the drones from third and natural and sent them down.
Yeah.
That even though he's, like, making this seem really close, Zest couldn't lose it. GG.
GG.
Zest on to the round of 8 once again.
I got to say, a much harder day for Zest than I think most of us expected.
Yeah.
But, you know, he had some fantastic PVZs, really showing us why he's considered so strong in that matchup.
Certainly.
Soulkey is not happy with those results, but, you know, he played really well today.
He certainly did. He came back from an astounding deficit in game number 1 there against Zest. Game 2, he almost had it. It was a very close one, a very good one. In this one, well, he gambled on a build order and it didn't pay off.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think he's done that a little bit too much throughout the last few seasons of GSL and other tournaments as well. The quick pool, banking on your opponent actually having a quick nexus, or simply just not being prepared for links that early, didn't work out. Our 2 winners today are Cure and Zest. Cure, keep your eye out for this guy. He is the dark horse of the GSL, ranked #1 Korean GM, and he kicked ass today, tore through his group. Amazing TVZ, amazing TVP. How far can this guy go?
I don't know, man, but he's looking so good. So good. If someone were to say that he had the best Terran play in the world tonight, I wouldn't even argue, really.
I mean, that ladder play can pay off. So we don't have any GSL tomorrow. I know that
Friday normally it is.
Friday, excuse me. We normally have a GSL every Wednesday and Friday. We are not going to be in town, and there's already IEM going on during that period of time. So what we've done is we've moved that to a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday schedule for next week.
That's right. So make sure you tune in next week. It's going to be sick. No question about that.
Don't miss out on the rest of WCS going all around the world. The story is not just here in Korea. This might be the mecca of esports, but there's action going on everywhere else.
Yeah.
And, of course, WCS, as it unfolds, it's going to be crazy to see, what the finale is going to be at BlizzCon.
And look at this lineup from WCS Europe. Absolutely crazy. An ex-GSL champion here, Jockji. Cass, of course, very hardworking and skilled Terran from Ukraine. Vortex, the greatest. I don't know if I can call him the greatest foreign Zerg, but he's definitely one of them. And then, of course, Harsem, not to be confused with Harstem.
There is a difference. So check out all those games. And I guess that does it for us, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Good work today, Artosis. We love you guys. Good night.